Giants fans, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Rush. I have actually not been on the actual program, New York Giants Rush. I'm doing the draft show with Truth. I have not been on the main platform in about 2 months, but here I am. You're probably wondering where the hell Craig is. I am too. I didn't get much directive. So first and foremost, let me enter in. What's going on, Truth?
What's going on, Spartan?
Well, not all that much has changed. I was like, we're back on the main program, but it's just you and me again. Look at this.
I don't know, man. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Well, this is perfect timing because the draft is right here. We got lots to talk about with the Giants, but really, I mean, it's kind of down to our bread and butter, is it not?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm excited for this and excited that we can talk about a variety of topics here, not just the draft, even though that we were really doing a great job with it there for a while, having all sorts of guests on. We had a record viewership for our program this year, so thank you guys for tuning in. You know, I did want to say if you're here, and you want to talk about the environment or world peace, you know, you're in the wrong damn place. We are here to talk about the New York freaking Giants, baby. Let's go. Truth. Main topics with the Giants, because I know you and I got some big, fat, nasty mock drafts that were done pretty well, and I'm excited to hear yours, especially because you actually know what you're doing. But first and foremost, let's talk about a little bit of like a recency with Giants news, right? You and I have never talked about the Saquon situation. What are your thoughts on it? Him going to the Eagles, him leaving us. What were your thoughts, or what would you have done differently if you were the Giants management?
Well, first of all, I'm happy for the guy because I know he's a quality player and he's a good person. From everything I've read about him, he was a team player. He just wanted the money, and I think the Giants were in a position where they really couldn't do it for him. And I have no problem with him going to. I have no problem with him going to the Eagles. I know a lot of fans didn't like that; they felt betrayed. But you know, look, the guy wants to make money for his family. I have no problem with that. And maybe what I would have done differently is last year, probably think about signing to a contract.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been quite possible to move, right? And again, they offered him a contract last year, halfway through. I personally feel this. I don't blame either side for the decisions they made. A lot of fans are angry with him for going to the Eagles, and it sucks to see him go to a rival team.
Right.
But at the same time, he has to do what's best for him. He's got a kid that I believe lives in Pennsylvania. Right? He went to school in Pennsylvania. He grew up there. Philadelphia is easier. They gave him a very good contract.
Yep.
He's also joining a team that's equipped to win. And he's just going to be in a better situation because he's probably only got a few good years left in him, right? I don't see him in the NFL beyond, 4 years, really. It's amazing how quick time goes, but it's just the lifespan of a running back. So everyone wanting to go to Houston, I get it. They were certainly on the table, but logistically, the thing that made the most sense was him going to Philadelphia.
Yeah, close to home.
Yeah, close to home. And I hate the Eagles too, man. I hate them more than anything. I hate the freaking Eagles. But he did what's right for him, and I can't blame him. And he'll be in a good situation. And for everything he did for the Giants, I appreciate. At the same time, you know what? We didn't do that much winning with him. And it's time to turn a different leaf. And I think truly for the Giants' sake, if you're trying to build a franchise, it's tough to do it with a team that was scrapped of talent and a running back, which is how they started with Saquon in 2018.
Yeah.
Now the Giants are doing the right thing with getting more foundational pieces in place first, right? Then you can, when the team's already good, then you can get a running back. Then you can go for a great running back. But you have to have everything else established first for that to work. So thank you, Saquon, for everything you did for us. I do appreciate you. Lots of exciting moments. 2022 was an awesome year. Thank you. But at the same time, I think it's best for both parties to go the direction they did.
Yep, I agree.
Anyway, I'm trying to think of some other items that are sort of in flight here for the Giants. I know Daniel Jones had his press conference today. I will be honest, I did not get a chance to see it. Truth, I don't think you did either.
No, I just saw a couple of outtakes on it on Twitter and a little bit of it. I did read that he felt his rehab was going along very smoothly. kind of ahead of schedule. Um,
Yeah,
if you're not a fan of Daniel Jones, you should be happy for him. And it is his livelihood, and whether it's a Giant or not, you want to see the guy get back and playing football.
totally, totally, man. I mean, you want us to get back. We'll see what direction the Giants go in terms of quarterback as it is, right? I mean, right now, and we're jumping right into Vegas. We're jumping right in the draft. Right now, they have Neighbors as the most likely pick for the New York Giants. It's still plus odds, meaning that they're still not confident that that's what the Giants are going to end up doing. But it does seem like that's likely going to be the case. I don't know if that comes from a standpoint of being confident in Daniel Jones. I don't think that's the case. I think they're looking at it circumstantially that the quarterbacks they love are off the board, and they think the other ones are too much of a risk. I will say, though, for the sake of Dable and Shane, if they don't, they might have to take a risk now that it's year 3. They're coming off decline. Don't do anything stupid if they really don't think the quarterback's going to be that good. But, who knows what's going to cause them to lurch for a quarterback. And I will admit that we are in quarterback hell. I do think we are in that situation. Let's see this. One of the big 3 wide receivers in round 1, then trade up to get Penix. I like that. I love that plan. In fact, everybody out there, whether it's Mark, Raymond, Darius, give us your thoughts. Let's go right into the draft. What do you guys want the Giants to do?
Yeah, let's
go over mock drafts.
We have drafts as well, and I actually published one today on our website. And I just want to add on to this one here. If you can want to add on, where do you think we'll have to go? How far down do we have to go where Penix will still be on the board, and what will it take to do it? If he wants to fill that in, please do. I'm just curious.
Right. Do you think he goes to 28 or do you think he goes at 15, right? The big difference is there.
Right. Big difference. I'm trying to think of the teams that need quarterbacks, looking at the draft first round, and it seems like a lot of them are before 20.
Well, it was either Minnesota or Atlanta that were the most likely teams to get Penix.
Atlanta, or you mean Denver?
No, Atlanta and Minnesota.
But didn't Atlanta just get Cousins on a 4-year deal?
Hold up a sec. Let me see. They did. I'll go to DraftKings right now. And these are good indicators, by the way. The draft websites are good indicators of how they might place. Remember, Cousins is at the older edge or the later end of his tenure, right? So you got to keep that in mind. That is, I believe, what is triggering them to have a likely chance of wanting to go for Penix. But let me see if those odds have changed.
It's funny. I also heard that Miami, I think at 23, I'm going off the top of my head, they might be interested in Penix.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a smokescreen. I see Chris throws out a few teams here. I'm looking at them.
All right, here, I'll go through every player right now, all the top names. Ready? The most likely team to take Blake Corum. Number 1, LA Chargers. Number 2 is the New York Giants. They're thinking we might get Corum. Blake Corum, the running back from Michigan.
Okay.
All right.
And what round are they projecting that?
They're not listing that. They just go with the straight up team that is likely to draft them. Los Angeles obviously makes sense because that's where Harbaugh went. Bo Nix. And these are very low returns, meaning they're really thinking this is going to happen. The most likely team to get Bo Nix, would you like to guess?
Let's see. You want to say Seattle because he's played in Oregon.
It's actually Denver. They're saying
I was going to say Denver at 13, right? Or 12?
Yeah, Denver is minus 175 to draft Bo Nix. Those are very low returns, meaning that they have a strong gut feeling that he ends up going there. Blake Corum did not have this with the Chargers. Brock Bowers, tight end from Georgia. Where do you think What
Jets.
team has what?
Jets.
You're right. Jets. Caleb Williams. Yeah, it's not
That's
even
a,
worth it.
that's a
It's not
tough
even
one,
worth it.
Spartan.
Yeah. Chicago Bears. JJ McCarthy. Who's the most likely team to take JJ McCarthy?
Minnesota. You're gonna
Correct. Minnesota is plus 125. Number 2. Can you guess number 2?
for Minnesota, second option.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know. May.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is for the team. It's the Patriots.
Oh, Patriots. Okay.
All right, Jaden Daniels. Who do you have as the most likely team to take him?
Washington.
Yeah, it's Washington. And returns are actually a little bit low, higher than I thought they would be. It's still minus 240, but they're still saying there might be a chance they go with May. Still likely not. Michael Penix.
I want to
I
say.
was wrong. Yeah, Atlanta is not on that list.
Okay. How about I cannot see him going past the first round. I keep
I don't
seeing
either.
him. I keep seeing him going in round 2. I can't see it. It's gonna be someone later. Well, is it not gonna be? Is it the Raiders?
It's the Raiders. You got it.
Okay.
You know it, man. Good stuff. So it's the Raiders, and then Xavier Worthy, if you want to take a guess. I don't know why they're listing him.
That's going to be later. That's got to be, if it's a first round, it's going to be late. I'm going to say Kansas City.
No, they have him going to the Buffalo Bills, but Kansas City's right there.
Okay.
It's interesting going over that because it gives you good sense. But, as I look over this, I'm a little surprised they don't have other player props. Some of the wide receivers, they didn't have Neighbors. They didn't have Marvin Harrison Jr. That was an interesting one, but still fun nonetheless. And these are good indicators. So we'll see what happens. But
if there's no trades, let's say there's no trades, we could see 3 quarterbacks and then 3 wide receivers possibly going in the top 6 if there's no trades.
Right.
But there's got to be a trade, right? What's the draft without a trade?
Of course. I mean, as I look over this list, Blake Corum, and look, I mean, here's the question is, where are the Giants placing high for these guys, right? Of all these options, where are the Giants placing, right? Blake Corum, we're the number 2 team. We're not the number 1 for any of these guys. Bo Nix, we're the number 4 team. Brock Bowers, 8th most likely team to take him.
That makes sense.
Yep. Caleb Williams, 5th most likely team to get him. JJ McCarthy, 3rd most likely team to get him. Jaden Daniels, 5th most likely team to get him. 6th most likely to get Michael Penix. And Xavier Worthy, forget about it. We're not scratching the surface.
I mean, I like Xavier Worthy, but he'd probably be my 5th or 6th option at wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm with you. Real quick, just want to give a shout out to absolutely everybody in here. Darius, what's going on, man? Good to have you up in here. Chris, love having you. I know you added me on Twitter.
There he is.
And Craig Santucci, it's good to have you in too, sir. How you doing? Like, we can't hear you.
I'm good.
All right. I'm going to hand the mic back to you. You are the King Craig. Here's the mic, brother.
It's all good, man. I appreciate you running with that for me. Little story. I was trying to pay my Giants season tickets. They're usually due May 1st. Well, they moved the payment to April 1st, and I never paid my invoice.
Ooh.
So
they didn't even call you?
So they send an email out to an email address that's attached to my PSLs from 10 years ago. So I never, it's almost like a spam email address now that I don't use. I never check it. I never look at it. So partially it's on me. I need to change my email address, but yeah, exactly. And so I've been trying to work my way through Giants.com to pay my invoice.
All right, New York Giants, if there's one thing you can improve outside of the offensive line, it's your goddamn ticket invoice situation. When you move up the pay date, one thing if you move it back. When you move it up, you got to tell people.
I mean, they sent me a paper copy, but like I just I filed it away with the rest of my stuff because I've been paying on May 1st for like a decade.
They should be communicating with like every other method, like call, leave a voicemail, email, snail mail, text, ping.
Yeah. And what's crazy is I never really even thought about it. I just happened to be checking an old email and being like, oh, look at that. I didn't pay my bill.
Well, we get 10,000 emails a day, right? So how the hell are you supposed to keep track?
Yeah. Well, my fault.
But you're here, man. Craig, we haven't been together in a while.
I know. You guys are doing rush hour now. You don't need me anymore. You're off and running.
But then we merged. We merged back. We've been acquired.
I'm excited to have you guys.
Acquired.
I'm always excited to have you guys here where we talk Giants football 52 weeks of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a DM would have been awesome, right? Like I just was like, something. They sent me an email. Again, no big deal, right? Like long as there's an invoice with my name attached to it and an account number, that means they haven't given my tickets to anybody. I just paid in the morning. But I had to do enough research, so I apologize for being late. Because I literally at 5 of just figured out what was going on. So
I was going to say, if you lost your season tickets, would you still even be here right now?
No, I would have thrown the computer through the window, and I would have.
We would have watched it too because the camera was on. We would have watched just the computer fly through your basement window.
Yeah, all the above. Like I was just like, dude, like where is my invoice? And I'm like, why is it April 1st and not May 1st? But the Giants have always been great that way. Again, on me, right? I could have done one thing. I could have changed my email addresses. I could have gone from a paper invoice to an electronic invoice, but it wouldn't have mattered because it would have went to the old email address, even if they sent electronically. I'm just a creature of habit where it's always been May 1st, right? Just creature of habit. 10 years I've been doing it. So nobody's fault but my own. Can't blame anybody but myself. So I will take care of that in the morning. Thank you for running with that. You guys were chopping up on who's most likely to get who, which was super cool because even some of that stuff, listening in the background, I didn't even realize some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the betting websites are the best with that. They know better than the analysts on ESPN. They that's because they want money and they need to. When you need money, you got to be really right about that.
And Bill, by the way, I'm not saying they didn't tell me. It's probably in the paperwork, right? Like they sent me again, blaming myself, not the Giants. Like. When I bought my PSLs, it's attached to an old email address from 10 years ago. I never changed it. So all the correspondence goes there. I never asked for anything electronic, right? So I got a paper invoice, right? I just put it in with all my Giant stuff and I continue to pay on May 1st. Heard a rumor, Mike, the truth gonna behind him as a sign reveals this latest mock draft. Oh, just wanted the medium free Coke. Yeah, that too.
What the hell is this?
Heard a rumor Mike the Truth is going to tickle those ivories behind him. Oh, because the piano.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions here before we get into your mock drafts. Is Daniel Jones had a press conference today? Are you aware of that?
Aware, but didn't watch.
Yeah, we're aware. I didn't watch it though.
Okay. Well, let's
Can I be honest, Craig? The problem with Giants press conferences is as long as everybody's saying so, like obviously they're encouraged to just like say the right things. It's like we know nothing's gonna come out of it. The minute something does, the New York media trounces on it like a bunch of hyenas. Yeah. But we still gotta talk about it. Don't get me wrong.
Well, there's a couple things that are interesting. One is what your point is, he could say nothing right? So like if he goes along with what people want to hear, they're like, yeah, just tell us what we want to hear. Don't be honest or anything. And then I just don't, like, whether you love him, hate him, doesn't matter. Like there's no win here, right? There's no win for this guy, right? Yeah. So he's just doing the best he can. And everybody's just hating on him. Look, he got paid. Somebody was getting paid. He got paid. Like Good for him. Everyone else, you guys applaud. Get your money, man. Get your bag. Get your money, man. Get your bag. And he got his, and you're like, this guy should burn in hell. Right? So
I am one of those guys. You are right.
you are one of those guys.
That is true. I am a hypocrite. Yes.
Right? No, but it's cool. All I'm saying is that the press, I don't know why he did a press conference. He had a press conference and he covered a handful of things. I think we should at least address it, right? Since we're here, right?
Yeah, I wasn't saying we shouldn't. I'm sorry, Craig.
Oh, no, it's cool, dude. It's all cool. I know you're a hater. It's all right. I got dug that one in there. All right. Number one was how is the rehab coming? What's the process? And he basically just said that he is spending a ton of time at the facility, feels that they are giving him a ton of opportunity, Chris P says, I'm glad you got your tickets paid for. It reminded me to pay mine. No, Chris, it's too late. I went in there. There's no one to pay. They're closed. So I got to call tomorrow and pay. So my invoice is in there, and there's probably an electronic version that I can pay, but they're never going to get the payment until tomorrow morning anyway. So I'll just do it in the morning. But as a reminder, yes, pay your season tickets. There's no longer a May 1st deadline. It's April 1st. So Jones, back to Jones. So rehab going as expected. Lots of time spent in the building. That was number one. This is basically, let's call this segment 8 on 8, right? Number 8 for Jones, 8 questions, right? Throwing. Someone asked him about his throwing. He said that he's been throwing. He's starting to throw with movement, right? And he's looking to be healthy enough in late spring that he can throw with the running backs and the receivers like he does every year. Like they either they go down to Carolina and they throw them, or they're throwing up in Hoboken or something like that. I don't know what he was expected to say, Spartan. You know what I mean? Are you throwing? Like, yes, I'm throwing. I'm starting to throw with movement. So it's not just like you see him in a chair. He's not just,
Right.
Number 3 was, what's the goal? The goal is to be cleared by training camp. That was his goal.
The goal is to get paid, and I got paid. Next question. Okay.
Yes. He said he's trying to be smart because he wants to go, but you know how it is when you're injured, like the doctors wanted you to go along slowly. They talked about 7-on-7s and stuff in the spring, and will he be able to participate? He said that if he's cleared, he'll do it. If he is allowed to get involved with 7-on-7 in spring, he will do it. He will not shy away from doing it. Some people may say, well, that's just dumb. He's chomping at the bit to show that he's healthy and be healthy and connect with his teammates. So he's trying to push it. If they allow him to do it, he will do it. One question was, hey, your boy's gone. As I heard you guys talking about Saquon about 15 minutes ago. He said, yeah, it's different. And he was very monotoned. He was very straightforward with his answers. He said Saquon is a good teammate, a great friend, and he's happy for him that he got the contract, that he deserved. And, it's a business. They all know it's a business, and he's happy for him. His answers were very uniform and businesslike.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yes. Let's see. How would you feel if the Giants, our friend Ryan Dunleavy asked, how would you feel if the Giants used the first round pick on a quarterback? He said, I can't control it. He says, I got to focus on my rehab and focusing on what I can control, and that's himself. So, he knows it's a business, but he can't really, he can't really focus on something that's out of his control.
Yep.
So, he kept it basically in his wheelhouse. And then they asked him about Kafka, said he was actually glad to be back with Kafka. They continue to work on this offense behind the scenes on what works and what doesn't work. Those were pretty much the topics. I don't know I know you guys haven't listened to it yet, but no major discovery. The only thing that I thought was interesting was someone asked him about his neck. He said that he called it a stinger. He said that that when he had the original injury, it was a stinger. It's pretty common for football, which stingers are pretty common for football. None of us have ever thought it was just a stinger, right? We've always gotten the fact that he had some type of herniated disc or something like that. But he said it was a stinger and he's 100% healthy. So, because one of the questions was, yeah, Peter, you're right. Everyone's laughing out loud. The question was, do you have to also do rehab on your neck while you're doing rehab for the knee? He said, nope, 100% working on the knee. And that's it. That was basically what I had heard from all the beat writers, Dunleavy and Dugan and Jordan and, Kim Jones.
Lots of friends of the podcast too.
Yeah. All the good folks that we interview, they all, they asked him pretty, straightforward questions, and he answered them pretty straightforward. I think Paul Schwartz was the only one that asked him one that was like, really, dude? It was like, how you going to feel? Are you still the most competent person to play quarterback for the New York Giants? Like, he was going to be like, no way, man.
I suck. Yeah, I should.
Exactly. I was like, Paul, really? I'm like, Schwartz, what are you asking him right now? Right?
Look, I will say this, and you know me, I'm not a fan of Jones as a quarterback, but I mean, you got to hope he's healthy week one, because what the hell else are they going to do if they draft, one of the wide receivers, number one? And even if they got a quarterback, I don't really want the quarterback starting week one, to be honest with you.
No.
So that's why, I want him healthy.
No, we don't want any rookie quarterbacks in there starting week one.
No.
So that was kind of it covering the press conference, Look, what people kind of fail to realize, and if they do realize it, they just keep ignoring it. If he's healthy, he's going to be here. And truth, he's going to be trying to throw touchdown passes, is he not?
Yeah.
So, Mark, look, this is it. This should be right here. That's it. Mark, you are 1,000. That should be tattooed on the back of everything the Giants do, say, everything right there. That's my quarterback till he's not. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Support him.
Seriously, that's it. The guy, I don't know about you guys. Maybe you just love to lose. Maybe that makes you happy. But I just want him to be competitive. I want him to win games. I want to build a team, win a Super Bowl, right? But none of that's going to happen this year. So I do want to win games, and I want to get better. What do you think, Spartan?
Oh, that's a tough one to answer a little bit. Obviously, the number one goal is to win, and whatever puts him in the best position to do that, you got to go out and do it, right? As to whether Jones is my quarterback till he's not, it's not if he's out there, whoever's starting quarterback. I mean, I'm going to hope that they win and have a great game. There's no doubt about it. From the trajectory of I want to win more in the long run, that's where I delineate from Jones, but. You're right. He's quarterback until he's not. And I'm going to root for the Giants to win no matter what.
Here's a perfect example, Greg, and you're part of this. I know you're not a fan of Drew Lock, but if if he played, you would want him to do well, so the Giants would do well.
100%.
100%.
I do not.
As anyone should.
Yeah, and I don't think Drew Lock is what wins NFL games or a series of NFL games. I don't think he has the attributes that, takes to win on a regular basis. I don't think he was the best option for a backup quarterback. I still believe, I know he probably wanted too much money, so you guys can all go crazy when I say this, but I still thought Ryan Tannehill was the guy, because if Jones went down, Tannehill can win games. He's the most complete quarterback for a backup quarterback out there. It's just that Tannehill wants too much money. I'm sure nobody can touch the guy because of how much money he wants.
Yeah, I agree with that. Would you have minded Fields, Craig? I've always wanted to ask. Would you have where would you and Truth? Forgot Truth. We haven't been able to talk about this stuff on the draft show.
Spartan, I think Fields deserves a chance to start. I don't know what happened there in Washington. Not in Washington, sorry, Chicago. Either he doesn't have the skills and he never had them, right? And they projected the ceiling too high, Spartan, or everything went wrong, kind of like with Jones. Like maybe they had a bad quarterback coach. Maybe it's a bad offensive scheme. Maybe like they just expected too much out of him. I think he deserves a chance to start. I don't know if putting Fields on the bench behind Jones helps that kid at all.
No, it just would have been nice because there's another option, especially if he wasn't ready day one. Because if the Giants don't draft a quarterback, I mean, when you walk out there with Drew Lock, the expectation is that you're likely going to lose.
And you're talking about Fields. I mean, how much money would have been to get him on the Giants, and would they have been able to afford it?
Not that much because he's still on the rookie contract, so it really wasn't anything. But if he balled out, then they have to pay. Then they got to pay the guy, right? Then it's contract year. But it would have been relatively risk free if he didn't do anything. It's like, all right, screw, move on.
Dash got a great point up here. I'm just catching up to some of the comments. If you have a
Big Dash, thank you for coming through, man. He's got great clips.
Yeah, I love his videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, man. Dash is the man. We chat a little bit.
Freaking man.
Yeah, we chat a little bit on Dash. He's a great content creator.
Yeah.
He's got great takes. And you're right. When you have the right quarterback, you should feel that you're going to win, every year, or at least be in contention to win, right? And that's why I was like, well, since we're in quarterback hell, if Jones goes down, we circle the drain, just like we did with Fromm and Glennon and DeVito and Tyrod. Like, I just wanted the guy.
Hey, DeVito got us a couple of decent wins.
No, he did, but we all know he's not an NFL quarterback.
Oh, yeah, because he would get those wins, and then, we watched the Saints game. I'm pretty sure we got on this show right afterwards, Craig. We're like, what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah.
That's when it's like, okay, need a new quarterback.
And I don't know who said it in here. It might have been, it's Chris Peace. Tannehill actually probably would have competed with Jones for the starting job. I can't take credit for that because that's Peace. And it's right. You're probably never going to bring a QB in here unless you're replacing Jones, not to compete with him. Right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm drafting McCarthy or Penix, or I'm drafting God help us if we draft Bo Nix. If we draft, if we draft, any of these other guys. We got
the greatest quarterback of our generation, Michael. Well, we're all actually different generations, but Michael Penix. That would have been, that's the best move that any team can make because he's going to be the best quarterback of all time.
He's not going to be. I know you're
on. Shoot.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I know you're running with that. You know what? Listen,
Penix, 3 years from now, I might be eating those words. Uh-oh.
Penix pre-knee surgery, mobile. You know what I mean? Like, he would have been.
He'd have been top 3 quarterback easily.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's just going to be top 5. It sucks.
Well, I don't know, man. It's just he's going to have a real tough Penix. I don't want to go down that well, but Penix is going to have a real tough time moving around in the pocket, with NFL style guys chasing his ass.
It's a little faster.
A little bit. So that was it, basically, like we said on the Jones press conference. Like, he is here, he is going, and that's the philosophy, guys. Truth, this, right? If he's here and you're rooting for him, what hurts everybody in this process is Truth. You want to root for him because he's going to be there. So do you want to root for him while he's throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. or Neighbors or Rome? Or do you want to just root for him and have him throwing to Wandale, Slayton, and McKenzie? Like, how do you there's nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes the non-supporters of Jones are kind of like short-sighted. It's okay not to like somebody, but to a point where it's overkill, I think. It really is.
Yeah,
he's your quarterback. He's your quarterback. Look, I was like Craig, when he was when Wandale was drafted. When they drafted Daniel Jones, I was so against it. But I supported him when he was a Giant. You got to support the guy. He's your quarterback.
Without a doubt. And again, like I take heat for this all the time. I know the goal is to win Super Bowls, but man, Sunday's miserable now. Sunday's miserable because if you think about his 5 years, Jones' 5 years here, we've had nothing but backup quarterbacks running our team.
Yeah.
Like, you had that one, our 1 year and it fell apart. Like, and then if it happens again, you got another year of like, is it? And that's where the rubber meets the road, right? if Lock step in and help you win games? I don't know. I don't think so. But you are going to throw to a pretty damn good wide receiver if that's who you draft. Or do you lose a bunch of games because you're waiting for McCarthy or Penix or May or whoever it is? You're waiting for them to mature enough to play. It's a tough spot to be in.
Craig, this might be controversial. I think letting a rookie quarterback sit the whole year, I don't care how many loses they have. I think it's better for the quarterback and the team in the long run.
Not many guys sit very long anymore, though.
No, well, that when we had Pugh on the show, didn't he talk about that? He said that with all Giants players.
He said red shirt.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, think about all the great quarterbacks like Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers. The thing that's unique about those three dudes right there, and I think even Breeze, I'd have to look back. All those guys got to rest for at least 1 year.
Yeah.
And so instead of coming out and having a bunch of cameras in your face, you have some time to just kind of adjust to just the speed of the NFL, the game. And then by that year, your second year, you're like, you don't care about cameras anymore. You're like, get me the hell on the field. You're foaming at the mouth to play. Much different than like a dude like Trevor Lawrence that's, been sitting on, is just cameras in face 24/7. And 4 months later has to go against NFL players.
And by the way, you're going to all these guys are going to bad teams, right? So like not only do you have to start, but and be the face of the franchise and have microphones in your face, you're supposed to resurrect a franchise. Like I mean, like, can you have any more pressure on you?
Can you imagine being Carr in 2002 getting drafted by the Texans? Like you're getting that jersey, like, oh shoot, this is not going to be very good.
Yeah, and then you break the record for the most sacked quarterback of all time.
Yes, and then you're a backup for the Giants. Welcome.
Hey man, I'm okay with that. He was a really good quarterback when he came to the Giants as a backup. He was
right. That one Raiders game he went to, that was one of the best Giants games I've ever been to. He just took care of business. But he went off that day. He was in that entire second half and still killed them.
Yep. Yeah. So that's good. Again, we're in a tough spot. I lean on taking a QB, but that doesn't help us win a whole lot of games. I'm hoping, and someone in here, let me scroll up, was talking about Shane as a drafter.
I saw that too.
Yeah. So it's interesting again. Here's the deal. Here it is. Our friends at Goofballs. I trust nothing said in the pre-draft Giants press conference. Well, I mean, it was Jones. It wasn't really nothing to lean on except for his reporting on his rehab. I'm not sold on at least what I saw. I only watched the Jones press conference, not anybody else. I'm not sold on Shane as a drafter, but that man plays poker this time of year. Hey, you know what? Here's the weird thing about it. He's really good at getting like B-level players. Like he maximizes rounds 3, 4, and 5, right? Shane has done a wonderful job of maximizing 3, 4, and 5. The first 2 picks were supposed to be money picks.
That's not said enough, Craig. That's a very good point. I totally agree with you. I haven't even thought about that yet. Like we did get back to getting solid players like throughout the base of the offense and defense. We didn't have that on Gettleman and Reese starting in 2010.
No, sadly, there was one point in time, I don't think anybody's an OG long enough to know that I used to talk about this all the time with Reese. Truth will remember it. There was one point, Spartan, in time that Reese had drafted. I want to say the number was like 47 out of like 67 players that were out of the NFL in 7 years. Like it was some crazy number. Everyone that Reese drafted was out of the NFL in under 7 years, like 2 contracts. They didn't last. Not only did the Giants not re-sign them, but they went to other teams and didn't play. Like Reese was Reese's second tenure, like the 2010 on, 2009 on, he was terrible, right? Yeah. Gettleman was terrible. Shane's thing is he maximizes 3, 4, and 5. Like he just does a great job in that space.
Right.
And to be fair, it is only his 3rd year. How long does it take rookies to really develop and become solid NFL players? I mean,
you're out there at least showing some flashes. It's a good question, but I will say, I would hope by year, like even in their first year, they're showing some signs of competency, right? And I think that was the problem with Neal is like, all right, it looks like a wash, but we had Andrew Thomas who also looked like that at one point and it turned out to be great. Maybe we'll get the same. And then you go a second year of now we got injury issues still. We got, So I don't know. I get what you're saying, Craig. It's kind of like we haven't really quite gotten like we need a guy who can make the Pro Bowl at some point. We need one of them. I know it's a popularity contest or one guy that can make a second team All Pro at the least. Like, could we get one of those? We got to get him.
Yeah, and again, the guys from the Goofball podcast was talking about his draft. I mean, first of all, you can't put Belton in there. Belton ended the year with like 4 interceptions. Like the guy's barely on the field, and when he gets up, because you have McKinney, right? When Belton gets on the field, the dude makes plays, right? And you got Wandale, you got McFadden, you got Bellinger. Like, he's done a nice job. Then you think he brings in Okereke and he brings in Pinnock. Like, I mean, like, he's done a good job. He just hasn't crushed this round 1, round 2 thing.
Yeah. Again, he hasn't found that All Pro caliber player yet.
Well, that can change in this draft.
Certainly can.
Yeah, so I'm okay with the drafts. I'm okay with the guys he brings in. I mean, again, like you're talking about 2 drafts worth of players, and I'm sitting here with Fadden and Bellinger and Wandale and Banks. I mean, I'm happy with all those guys. But if you're looking for superstars, not seeing the 3, 4, and 5 rounds excelling, I don't know, McFadden, Bellinger. These guys are playing and contributing.
I think so.
And like Chris Peace just said, it's only year 3, right? So,
right.
I don't have a problem with what he's doing in rounds 3, 4, and 5. Not everybody hits, man. Like you're not going to, I mean, just pull out stats on these guys making the team, right? I mean, look at McFadden. Truth. The guy went from 50 tackles to 100 tackles in 1 year, and nobody talks about it, right? I mean,
all they talk about is he missed tackles this year.
That's all they talk about is what he missed, not what he did. I mean, Bellinger, by the way, the guy had his eye socket broken and came back in the same year.
Yep.
Crazy, isn't it?
All right, let's talk about mock drafts.
Let's do it.
I don't do them. Not a fan of them. I'm not sure if I even get it, right? Because it's fun. Because when I watch the guys do it, I feel they do it so many times till they get what they like. So I'm going to just put you guys on the spot.
Woo.
Spartan, I'm going to start with you. Spartan, you're going up to the podium. Who are you drafting in the first round at 6?
Spartan, wait. Make it official. Hold on.
Oh, we got something official?
What do you got, Truth? Oh.
Yeah, baby.
With the 6th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Michael Penix out of the University of Washington.
I don't even see. I gotta tell you, I was trying. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything, but I don't even know why would we do that?
Because you need an elite quarterback, and when you have the pick, go back to the Phil Simms pick. We had him as the 28th ranked player in the draft, and
look at that. That's what I say to that pick. That's what I say.
I have control capabilities too.
That's what I say to that pick.
George Young said when Phil Simms was taking that, whatever he was taking.
Come on, you weren't even born yet. You're not on the coach stuff. You're not born.
Yeah, we have YouTube, so I was there. So he said that even though we didn't have the 28th pick, we got Phil Simms because guess what? We didn't have the 28th pick. We had the 6th pick, and we need a quarterback. The Giants need a quarterback. I think the quarterback that's going to be great in the long run is Michael Penix. I am willing to risk my career as a side hustle podcast guy for it. You heard my words for it. Michael Penix Jr. will be great.
I can't
even wrap my arms around the fact. I mean, like, you could have said, I'm moving up for Daniels. You could have said, I'm moving up for no.
This is worse than Wandale getting drafted. He's going
seriously, dude. Well, listen,
Michael Penix Jr. #1, baby.
Okay. All right.
Truth, you're up. Okay. You're coming to the podium. Who are you drafting in the first round?
Okay, mind you, there's no draft, there's no trades here. With the 6th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Rome Odunze, Washington.
Ooh, all right. Like it. I
think Neighbors will go before that. There's no No trades. So I love Odunze.
I like that. I feel so much better about that than the guy that's working on one leg and one shoulder. And
Well, that's our current situation, so let's just double down.
all right. So
Both from Washington, though, that was good.
in true draft form, because I don't do fantasy, but I understand this is the way it works, where you go up the ladder and back. So that would mean, Michael, you are up for round 2, coming down the ladder. Truth, who do you have in the second round?
All right, real quick. It was a tough one here because I saw a lot of talent, especially on the defensive line. I was very tempted, but I was trying to think like Joe Shane here. Last 2 years, he went defensive line on day 3. So I think he might do the same thing. So with the 47th pick in the 2024 NFL draft, I'm going with Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State, offensive guard.
Truth, I'm loving it. I'm loving it, Truth. Yes, go get some.
Yep, I know that Shane went out and got some linemen in the free agency, but when you get a guy like this, Cooper, on the board, you could pair him up with the other 2 young guys. I'm not counting Neal yet. I'm talking about Michael Schmitz and Thomas. You put him in, that's 3 solid young linemen to build on. I think that would get the foundation and the trenches going for the Giants.
That's good work there. That's good work by the Truth right there. All right. Stretching out. I feel good now. All right. So I got faith in Truth. But see, that's why Truth's been around with me so long. He knows what's necessary. Now the young whippersnapper's coming up to the plate. Give it to me, Spartan. I guarantee you he's gonna take like a running back or a kicker.
I know who he got. I know who he has. Go ahead.
Gonna go with the 47th pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants select Xavier Leggett, wide receiver out of South Carolina. You have to go with the best. Have to go with the best wide receiver available. He was not my favorite guy out there, and I do get concerned, but do understand what good wide receivers can be found. Maybe not in the late rounds, but in second round, third round, surely, absolutely can find it.
Absolutely.
And here's a guy that has big body frame, great hands, great speed. He did have a good quarterback, but when he has Michael Penix thrown to him, he'll have an even better one.
I do really like
you liked
that.
everything up until that last comment, didn't you?
No, I'm going to rise above it. I
like the pick.
Yeah, I do like the pick. I do like the pick. I mean, like, if you're going to take if you're going to blow up your first round pick, Spartan, and just basically, throw crutches out there for your quarterback to get off the stage when he gets called, and then you come in strong with that wide receiver, I like it. All right, so we're coming back. Oh, Chris Peace is just stealing my thunder. He knows. See, Peace knows me. He knows my weak spot for the tight ends. Right? Look at that.
I got somebody.
I know. Me and Peace been on the same page for a while now. All right, Truth coming. A Spartan coming back down the ladder. It's back to you. We're now on round 3. Bring it. What do you got in round 3, Spartan?
Well, we just lost our freaking running back, and although I'll say you don't start a rebuild with a running back, we need a running back.
Yes.
I don't trust that this guy's going to drop past the Chargers in the second round because of Jim Harbaugh. But with the 70th pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the New York Giants select Blake Corum, running back, University of Michigan. And God damn it, I hate Michigan, but we can really use him.
You know what? I got to tell you, you started off slow with me, but you're coming on strong because it's again, you and me, Spartan, right? We're Michigan State guys.
We're Michigan State guys. It hurts us to say it, but God, they have so many people that can be drafted.
And dude, something about him that just screams Ahmad Bradshaw. You know what I mean? Like, something about that cat. He's tough. He's strong. I like it. He comes out of a pro style offense at Michigan. Again, a little on the smaller sides, but hasn't really affected him. I think it's a really nice pick. A lot of capabilities in him. Quality cat on and off the field. Love his lower body strength. Love his second effort. Spartan. Every time you see that kid with the ball, second effort's unbelievable, right?
Yep.
So I like that. And we should publish these tomorrow, by the way, on Twitter.
Mine's in the article. Mine's already on the
Okay.
website.
Okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, gentlemen and females, for ladies and gentlemen, nygiantsrush.com is still crushing it out there. We're going to have a full breakdown of everyone the Giants pick on there. The whole staff, Alex, Chris, Shawnee B, they're all going to be writing articles. Spartan's going to try to blow it off like he did this year, like he did last year. But because Truth is so good to him, Truth bailed him out last year. But we will all have articles at nygiantsrush.com.
Well, this year I'm going to be at the draft, so I need someone to write mine for me. I'm going to have to drive. I'm kidding.
That's no excuse. Yes. All right, Truth. Give me round 3. What do you got for me?
Okay. Hold on.
I'm waiting with bated breath here.
I just
Excellent
love
sound
doing that.
quality.
With the 70th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Giants select safety out of Washington State, Galen Hicks.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
We
All
talked
right.
about him. This is one of the guys that you really liked.
Yeah, I really like him. He's a big body, 6'2", 216, 211, 216. Can play center field, can play the box. Good in blitz packages. They lost McKinney. You gotta find somebody in there to put nice rookie like that for a 4-year deal. Get him in there.
All right.
I like it. And by the way,
I-
I don't have much defense across my board just based on the Giants' needs to some degree, but that's probably a better defensive player than I
Look him up, Craig, if you haven't looked him up yet. Check him
He's
out.
good. He's
well,
good.
I was going to say, like, it's a good spot. It's a good spot for that. I'm going to give it one of these. I like it.
I was going to
All
go running back in the 3rd round. I really was, but I just felt that the guy I wanted a running back was gone. No, Trey Benson. I think he'll be gone by the time 70 pick comes.
It's a really good question. Yeah. All right. So let's come back down the board then, Truth. Let's go back to back like we've been doing. We go safety in the 3rd round. What are you looking for? Now, there's a need here on this team for a cornerback. I don't know how you can ignore it.
You must have read my article. You're
what I do.
perfect.
It's what I do.
This is gonna have some people shake their head a little bit. Out of Boston College with the 107th pick, I have Eli Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
6'2", 185. Very good in man
Tall.
end zone coverage.
Tall.
Yep. Got long arms. Plays physical. I like him.
Okay. Do you know
I
if
think
he's a
he fits
junior
what
or a
Bowden.
senior?
I think he fits what Bowen wants. I think he kind of fits that mode.
Truth, is he a junior or a senior?
Oh, he's a senior. He's a senior.
Okay. All right. So you went.
Well,
All right.
a little older, but that's okay. He's more mature, and that doesn't bother me.
All right. So combining them together, you guys are both kind of on the same page, right? Safety corner. We both have a need at running back, need at QB. Truth is opting to hold tight on Jones and Locke, looking at 2025, and my guy Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, who's now on the Heisman watch. All right, Spartan, you're up.
Real quick? Can I say
Yeah.
this?
Bring it.
For it.
If there's trades with the Giants and Shane, which I think would trade back more and trade up to add a pick or two, then I think he might go quarterback. But right now, there's no trades.
Okay. I'm all right with that. What do you got for me, Spartan?
107th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. Again, it pains me to do this, but Zach Zinter, the guard out of Michigan, he did get hurt at the end of the season there, so people have to take that into consideration. But when he was there starting for the offense, he was the anchor of one of the best offensive lines I've ever seen assembled in college football history. He's a phenomenal player, Northeast guy, very smart. He's a guard. He's 6'6", and he takes care of business. I really like this guy's body of work. He was a phenomenal foundational piece of that Michigan offense. I think there was a comment earlier saying that there's not much need of a need for guard now, but I'm kind of looking at best available positions that we still kind of need, and I do think that
so.
Illuminor is going to be the right tackle this year,
Yeah.
which opens up the
Could
need for a
be.
guard spot.
Let's just be honest here, folks. The line is improved. It's not fixed, right? It's improved
Right.
with younger, more athletic guys. But a guy like BB or a guy like what do you call it that Mike just drafted, young homegrown guys, right? Young homegrown guys that you bring in that were like a David Deal or a Seibert was a free agent, but O'Hara was a free agent. But some of these younger guys, getting them in the building, they're younger because the line is not, again, it's improved. It's not fixed.
Right.
And I do want to give a shout back out to Peace because he stole my guy. We kind of glanced over it. Was he had at pick 70, Ben Sinnott, the tight end from Kansas State University. Dude can ball.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me a lot of Zach Ertz. And just like, he can be I'm not into, me and Chris talk about, don't stick around pegging a square hole, right? Don't draft this guy and put him at this position, right? But Sinnott can be a pass catching tight end. He's a good blocker. He can be H-back if they're not. I mean, listen, we've all agreed bringing in a fullback is something that probably should be done because Saquon needed that guy. I don't know if that changes the philosophy now without Saquon, but Ben Sinnott would have probably been my guy piece at 70. All right, Truth, what do you got for me here? We're around
I think
coming down.
Spartan goes to 6, round 5.
Oh, sorry, Spartan.
Right.
Yes, I meant.
Last Michigan guy I'm taking, and this is 3. That'd be a beefy Michigan team. But AJ Barner, tight end out of Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, I think so because Waller's going to be gone. And by the way, even if Waller is not physically gone, he is mentally gone from this team. He is not trying. He's not putting in much of an effort. If he thinks he's going to retire, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
I want a tight end, just another guy that can compete with
Bellinger.
with Bellinger. And I want Bellinger to ball out. But, I don't think it's a problem to have 2 decent tight ends around the same caliber, at least on the team, right? Especially for blocking situations.
And the interesting thing about him is they didn't throw him the ball a whole hell of a lot because they had what's his name too. What's the other tight end from Michigan's name? He's got a unique last name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Well, Eric All is going, but he went to a different. Is it Loveland? Colton Loveland?
It's Love something or
Loveland.
Yeah. Like I mean, like because of how good he was, they didn't spread they didn't it wasn't like these guys were getting 10 catches a game or 5 catches a game, but Shawnee, but he says Jake Butt.
Not a bad one.
Michigan University tight end.
Yeah, although there's a couple other ones there, like Tanner McLaughlin from Arizona. I liked him. I didn't like Eric All. Eric All is too basic. Dallin Holker, he's a decent body. Wouldn't mind him. Those are some of the guys to consider, but I just felt like he was the most well-rounded.
All right.
Comes from a pro-style offense, which is always good, going to the NFL.
Right. I trust the Big Ten offense, offensive.
Colson Loveland.
Yep.
That was the guy. He took a lot of snaps away from your guy. What do you got for me, Truth?
Okay, with the 5th round, 166th pick, I went running back. Here's a name I'm sure you guys don't hear about. I went with a young man out of Louisville, Isaac Barrendo.
Damn. See, that's
the
why
kid is 6 foot, 225, runs a 4.33. He's elusive. He runs very well at the first contact for extra yards. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's a good complement to David Singletary, I think, when the Giants, they're going to have a running back by committee. So let's have a guy who can do it all too. Get another guy in there with him.
All right. I don't love that one, Truth. I know
okay.
I know you know what you're talking about because you like I said, the backup, inside linebacker.
His favorite players are all the guys that end up going to the Ravens. I always joke about that, Craig, which means truth.
I try to be realistic and think who's going to be there. Obviously it's hard to do that, but I'm just trying to, I would love to get all the popular names, but I like this kid. He's got a lot of grit. I like him.
Is he a 3-down back or 2-down back?
No, he's a 3-down back. Absolutely. But I mean, in this system with the Giants, he's going to go in and out, and they're going to have rotationals. So
yeah, we're going running back by committee, no doubt. If you remember, Bradshaw didn't start catching fire to halfway through or even 3/4 of the way through against that Buffalo game in the snow where he burst out and everybody was like, who who's this kid from?
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. Let him, spoon feed him a little bit. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I clearly remember like it was yesterday. Crummy weather, Buffalo game, and all of a sudden this dude wearing 44s blazing down the field with that crazy bow-legged running style he had. Those guys chasing him, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" Right? And next thing you know, you got Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's call it a day. All right, Spartan, what do you got for me?
Last pick of the draft, I got linebacker Tommy Eichenberg out of Ohio State. There's a guy who's just a
Oh.
phenomenal player, Ohio through and through. He's a terrific linebacker. And on top of that, I mean, I think he would be a good special teams person. And that's what we're kind of dealing with at that level. And I understand we already have 2 good linebackers, but I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think you can have enough of them, right? If you accidentally find yourself with 3 good ones, rotate them. But in my situation, he was the best available. And Crypto, I understand what you're saying about the needs, but it's again, I mean, to some degree, you have to have you go for best available. And in my circumstances, what I was dealing with, I mean, we looked at a lot of cornerbacks, me and Truth.
Yeah.
And of the ones that I saw, like nobody was worth taking at this point in this simulator over who was taken. Now, we'll see what actually happens at the draft. The simulator is only so good. But based on my situation, that's who I liked with that pick. And Truth, I think you liked him too. And by the way, his brother plays for the Dolphins. It's Liam Eichenberg.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. He's a a blue collar mentality. Plays tough, plays hard. He's a good player. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he could play. He's more of an outside than he is an inside, right?
I thought he played more inside, didn't he?
Does he play more inside? Okay.
Someone can check on that for me. I might be wrong, but
He's inside. I thought he's inside.
Yeah.
And again, like a guy like Carter Coughlin got re-signed, so he's back. He backs up McFadden. I don't quite think he can play both spots, but maybe he can back up Okereke too. But he plays a lot of special teams, and he's actually a damn good special teams player. Yeah. So, and you're losing Cam Brown. They didn't bring Cam Brown back, so bringing a guy like Eichenberg in, there is a opportunity him to win a depth position at linebacker, and play special teams. Truth, what do you got for me?
Okay, like I said about Joe Shane, last 2 drafts, his first 2, he went defensive line on day 3, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to make a trifecta. I'm going to go with a name that you probably don't know, by the name of Gabe Hall, defensive tackle out of Baylor.
Whoa, I don't even remember talking about this dude.
6'6", 295, a good 3 tech tackle, long arms, 7 foot arm span, 7 feet. I think he'd be a good run stuffer. Giants, what do they have? 130-something yards they give up on the run against the run, so they need a guy to go in that rotation they got. I'm 6th-round pick. It's a good value pick, I think.
Yeah, they do need bodies in there, right? Because you got Nacho and you've got Dexter, of course, but Robinson is gone. He's no longer with the Giants.
They just got Phillips, right? They got Phillips.
Yep. Phillips is last year's
Riley.
And I think Phillips was Riley was a 7th-round draft pick last year or a 6th-round draft pick last year. So he'll be coming into his own on year 2. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I think, again, your philosophy was it might have been BPA, but you did go BPA with a corner in the 3rd round, which was, I think, the way to go. Where Spartan went defensive back in the 3rd round, he went safety first, kind of saying, I don't know if I believe that Simmons can play safety or Belton and Pinnock can do it. So he replaced safety as more of a priority. What do you got for me, Spartan? Is this your last pick?
No, that's it. We only have 6 picks.
Oh, that's right. We only got 6 picks, and you went first. So I like it all. I mean, if you look at that, we got Spartan goes QB. Truth goes wide receiver.
As you remind yourself that you didn't actually like it all, you heard my fear like, oh wait, that's right. Mike went with Penix.
Yeah, we did mute anybody for joining the show late. We did mute and put Spartan was riffing on Penix on how he's not going to be injured, even though he's shown that he can't get through a season uninjured. But
best quarterback for our generation.
See, that's what happens when you give him control.
I have his password. I'll share it momentarily.
If you want to go to the draft party, at MetLife Stadium. I have Tuto again.
Hello.
Bang. Thank you, Tuto.
Thank you, Tuto.
My guy always comes through with a beer, some beer money. I love it. Thank you very much, Tuto. I have a handful of tickets. Compliments of Wes. Let me see. Hang on 1 second. I have some tickets if you want to go to the draft party, which is in MetLife Stadium. We have a bunch of tickets to give away. You just got to really hit me with a DM and be like, hey, I want to go because Weston, it's his last name. I just call him Wes.
Crypto, thank you, Crypto. Appreciate you.
Oh my goodness, Crypto, look at you. I love it. Thank you, Crypto. Love the. Now we're gonna buy 2 beers. Last week, Bill hooked us up with some beer money. So you guys have been hooking us up. We appreciate it. We're here every single Monday, 52 weeks of the year. But if you guys are listening, I have an announcement to make. There is no show next week. We are not here Monday. Why? Because Spartan, tell them, why are we not here on Monday?
Because we're going to be live Thursday and Friday, baby. And we're going live, and I'm going to be at the draft. We got a busy New York Giants rush week coming up, and we cannot wait to bring you guys the content.
Truth. How many people do we put on the show Thursday and Friday?
Oh my God, over 50, right? It has to be.
Yeah. So I'll say this to you: if you are going to be on the show, the time slots. If you have not looked, I do need you guys to stick to your time slots because it gets crazy. They're on Instagram, NYGiants_rush. If you're not an Instagram person, because I had one guy said, I don't have Instagram. It's on Twitter too, right? Your time slots are there. Try to stick to them so we can kind of keep on track, with getting everybody in. We'll have some fun. What's also cool is, so I'm going to be on Thursday night with round 1 with Chris and Alex. Round 2, 3, 4, which is basically, not 4, just 3. 2 and 3 on Friday is Truth and Shawnee. Sean has a trivia book. He's going to be asking Truth and Sean are going to be asking some trivia because we're going to be giving away some cool prizes. So he's going to put you folks on the spot. So if you are on the draft show with those guys, be prepared to answer some trivia because they're going to be asking you guys some pinpointed question to win some
cheating.
Cool stuff. Yeah, no, we're not going to let them cheat. Truth. Only give them 20 seconds. Do not let them Google answers, right?
Okay.
All right. If they can't answer it, just ask another one, right? So if you're on with me on the first night, like I said, 6 to 10 on Thursday, 6 to 10 on Friday. Bring some energy, people. Bring some energy. You're live. This show's all about you guys. It's the 4th annual Rush Appreciation Day. We've done this 4 years running. We put you folks on there. I think that's kind of it. NYGiantsRush.com will have the recap of every player drafted and why we drafted them, how they fit in. And by the way, what I'm more excited than getting a quarterback or wide receiver is what the heck happens to Spartan when he is at the draft. Because either he's going to get so bombed we're never going to hear from him and he's like knocked out, or he's literally hobnobbing with all these NFL officials. Spartan, show him the outfit. Show him the Rush sweatshirt. Can you show it to him?
Post it tonight, man. I'm saving that one for the night. It is a sick sweatshirt.
Yeah. So true.
Spartan, it's a crispy looking, very dark sweatshirt with the skull logo.
I did volunteer to buy it for him. He would not let me buy it for him.
Nope, not happening, Craig.
So he's going to be pimping out at the draft. If anybody's going, look up for Spartan. I'm sure he'll hook up with LPG and a couple other guys that are going out there. But he's going to try to get some interviews. He's going to try to mingle with some folks. Maybe break into like one of those NFL parties. I'm sure he'll run into some people we know out there. So if you're going or you know someone out there, make sure you DM Spartan and be like, let's hook up. Thanks for all the support that you give us. NYG Rush credentials. We don't listen. I'm telling you, Jay, here's the funny thing. Credentials are available to get. It's just not any fun. You know what I mean? You're stuck at a desk or a table for 8-9 hours. It's better just to walk around and freelance. You know what I mean? Like, it's better just to be like, hey, can I get a shout out? Or all the guys we've interviewed, he could probably run into Kurt Warner and be like, hey, Kurt, can I get a minute? Hey, it's Spartan from Rush. Or if he sees, Pugh, who's just becoming a media maven, right? Like, so yeah, the credentials are the body cam. I like that. Yo.
Oh, we'll have all
yeah.
the cameras, baby. We will be yes, I'll be reporting live. No media credentials probably. But
Again, no, but you don't want the media credentials because then you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck to the media row.
Exactly. But I'll be the first one there to greet Michael Penix as he gets drafted by the
Dude,
Well, that
I'm
would be
never,
something. That
if they
would be
draft
something.
Penix with the first round, I'm never speaking to Spartan again. Because he'll have wished this on us. And the next thing you know, Jones goes down weeks 2, Penix comes in and he goes down week 4, and then like we're stuck with Locke. It's terrible.
No, come on. You have to have more faith and positivity than that, Craig.
Yeah, you're true. Let's go, Big Blue.
Baby. I am so pumped for this week, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, spread some love, have some fun out there. There's plenty of people that are just like, I hope you're there. I never want to see this guy again. Just have some fun, man. This isn't, I know you guys take this stuff real personal. Have some fun, man. This is what it's all about. We appreciate you guys, hanging out with us. What's Tudo say? Why don't you guys get hooked up with G Nation in the BBK crew? We could. I'm sure Spartan can hook up with a couple
whoever's
of guys.
there, and we've been communicating with it of all the dudes that would be there. I mean, I've obviously been in touch with License Plate Guy. I think he's busy that second day down at the draft, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna make sure that we link up with all the right people.
Yep. The main thing is this: you can be enjoying yourself and literally just turn this thing around on yourself and get like 10 seconds of video of you and whoever. It could be Kim Jones, it could be a football, it could be a player, it could be an ex-athlete, and you just splice it all together. And then I'll be feeding you guys live stuff. If he sends it to me, I'll feed you guys everything he sends to me so we can get some updates. So Spartan, please bring us some very cool updates, and we'll get them. If they're too big for your phone, send them to me and I'll chop them up and I'll get them up there. No show on Monday, right? So we're gearing up for the 4th annual Rush Appreciation Day, draft day. And then, of course, so that would be Thursday, Friday. The question, gentlemen, is we need to come back on Monday. So make sure to talk about it.
Yes.
So make sure you guys, get some sleep on Saturday and Sunday.
We'll
All right.
do. We'll do.
Boom. We're out of here. Thank you for hanging out and always appreciate all the patronage. You guys are the best. And thanks for running the show for me for the last couple of minutes because I was sweating my tickets. So if you do have tickets and you pay them on May 1st, you're late with me.
Craig's got season tickets. You're what, Craig? You're 30?
That's a good question.
It predates you technically because it's been in the family.
Well, if you want to get crazy about it, my dad had him in 1967. That's way before me. So, and then we belong to a big group. If you have never seen the Giants, did a big piece on my group, which is on the YouTube channel. You can see that the Giants came out and did a big media piece on my tailgate.
Then you look great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, my PSLs are due. So pay those up. You guys have a great night. Boom, boom. Rush hour's done until spring.
Coming through, man.
And you guys are awesome once again. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.